Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to Pro Cycling Manager 2019. This is Stage Racer, episode number 97. We set off on stage number 13 at the Giro d'Italia, and this should be one of those real strong opportunities to gain a ton of time, as it's a time trial. However, this is not your typical time trial in any way, shape, or form. Now, I do have a +1 race day condition, which is very nice. But unlike a typical time trial, this is 18 kilometers uphill. So, as it's just up, and up, well, that kind of messes with things a little bit. So, here's how time trials work. Okay, if you're in that -3 to +3 degrees of incline or decline, it uses your time trial rating instead of your flat rating. And depending on the distance that you have to travel, it's a combination of time trial and prologue. Now at 18K, it's a mix between the two. But that's pretty irrelevant here, because anytime you're outside of that range, that -3 or +3, if you're -3, it's going to use your downhill rating instead. Just natural downhill plus resistance. That's your rating for downhill. Uphill, anything over 3 degrees, is going to use your mountain rating with your resistance. So today, instead of, and there's Dylan Toynes, who's in 4th place, by the way, 3 seconds down in 3rd place, but I'm also doing really good on my energy consumption right now. This thing gets a lot steeper in the 3rd sector, so I am saving a bit of energy for that, but I think I can probably start pushing to 74. It's pretty steady through here. Anyway, today is about mountain and resistance rating, not about time trial rating. You can see there's 2 flat sections right at the start, and then still partway through the 1st sector. We drop under 3 a little bit here in this 2nd sector. This is good. This is actually really good. The more we drop under 3, the more it's using that time trial rating, which is where I have the advantage. Mountain? Yeah, sure. I'm great. But so are pretty much all the top 10 riders. They're great climbers. That's why they're in the top 10. So I don't have the advantage on this stage compared to other time trials, is what I'm trying to get at. 3rd sector, though, it's going to be even steeper. Now, I've got that +1 race day condition. This is where that is a good thing. That's giving me an 86 mountain and an 82 resistance. That will give me a little bit of an advantage today compared to those other guys. I'm 5th place, 20 seconds, which means the 2 riders that were pushed me further down means that both Lopez and Paulus were a little bit quicker, but look how steep this is. 20. Holy cow. We're into that 3rd sector, but this is where I'm looking to shine, is where I can really, really push through here. Bernal right now is 9th place, 3:20. Gaps are pretty big. Ciccone at 1.5 minutes over Nairo Quintana. Scott Davies currently in 3rd ahead of Lucas Hamilton. But the steepest section is this right here, and it's already switched over to a gravel road. And you can see that extra energy. Well, it's coming down a little bit. I want to see behind me real quick. And look who's there. It's all pretty tightly packed together. I've already passed Toynes. And that extra energy is used up through that steepest section. So we're going to go back to this 73. It's back down to 7. It's pretty steep towards the end again. Yeah, into the black. So we've got to make sure we don't burn up everything. I might need to roll back to a 72 here. You can lose a ton of time. Now, here's one thing. No, it was still the same. 38 seconds. Let's go to first. So Paulus, Lopez, Yates, Hani, and I was 20 seconds behind. And then we have Paulus, Lopez, Yates, and I move up. Hani slips back, but that's still 38 seconds behind. But again, energy here at the end. I was really saving a little bit for a real strong push here in the 3rd sector. But I'm almost 40 seconds behind those guys. Like I said, it really did look like they had a massive positive race day condition, as in those two guys seem to be in a fitness peak. And you can see we're almost out of energy as we approach the end. I'm catching 2 more riders now. So the riders behind me in the standings are very much going backwards. But it's those 2 guys that are still behind me out on the course that are the real threat. And I am in danger of losing the last little bit of energy before the finish line here. 300 meters to go, and I am on my last legs. Hasn't dropped off yet, though. Has not dropped off. There's the finish line. Let's go ahead and attack the last 100 meters. Go, go, go. Push, push, push. Into the current lead by a minute 40. Minute 40. Holy cow, that is a huge increase. I was on the same time as Carapaz, so I gained a minute 40 there. Is it going to be enough? I'm 42 seconds ahead of Lopez. Yes, here comes Palace. 20 seconds ahead of Palace. Okay, we gained time today, and I will win this stage because Toynes is the only one left, and I started after Toynes, so he's losing a ton of time today. He's not even on that top 20 chart at all. So, stage win, time gained on my 2 rivals, and a ton of time gained on everybody else, which means I'm further cementing that position on the podium. But Palace and Lopez, man, oh man, those guys are definitely on form and going to be really, really, really tough to beat. I'm into second place. So Palace still leads. I'm a minute 42 behind. Lopez just about at 2 minutes, and then it's almost 5 minutes to Gegenhardt, Dumoulin. There's Yates is nearly 7 minutes down. Haig, Mollema, Toynes all the way down to 9th place at 8:19, and Carapaz at 10. Now there's one more time trial, and it does suit me in a strong advantage kind of way. So we still have a good chance to win this race. But Palace and Lopez are really, really making it tough. I mean, I timed that. We did not run out, right? We saw the yellow bar down to nothing. But in that last 100 meters, even when I attacked the final 100 meters, heart rate did not drop. Though it didn't rise either, so maybe it had actually already gone a couple 100 meters before the finish. Whatever it may be, we used everything in the tank right down to the end. And clearly, that third sector, saving that little bit of energy, which had me 38 seconds behind those guys, I turned it around by more than a minute in that final sector. That was the key, and I knew it would be. I knew it was the steepest section. I knew it was the slowest, and that would have the most time to be gained, and it worked out. Worked out very well. Very strong stage for us. But again, even then, I still only beat Palace by 21 seconds. Of course, he is in perfect mountain rating. I mean, he's got the exact same mountain resistance that I have. The difference is the time trial, and that's where I'll really have an advantage over him. But it's clear that he's coming to this on a fitness peak. 18 points, good little boost there. 100k to go on stage 15. 14 was a sprint stage. There's only one more left in the race, and it's not the final stage. The rest of it, time trials or climbing stages. Next stage, tomorrow, stage 16, is another time trial stage, and it's that real opportunity that I have to gain significant time and probably move into the race lead. So today, I'm not feeling like it's time to go for broke and really push and try to see if I can gain a serious chunk of time. Today is to consolidate, maybe gain a few seconds. So these 2 climbs that we have, I'm going to wait till the second climb to make some sort of move, and probably pretty late, and just see if I can gain 20 seconds or something, just to set ourselves up for something better tomorrow. So today is more about a late move than an early move. So for now, I try to take it easy. I've got almost total team control. Benner is still freelancing. Bernal hasn't been for a while. He's been on the work for the team for quite some time. I don't know why Benner is in a position. I mean, Benner has lost just a ton of time in this race. He is well out of the standings. I'm trying to see if can I even see Benner. Let's maybe bring it down. Can we see? I'm curious, Benner. There you go. Yeah, 16th place, 13 minutes behind. I mean, that's why he still has free reign. I don't know. I have no idea. But he does. And we go on without him. At least we do have Bernal now, even though he's been on major negatives every day because of the fatigue he has entering this race. Which, same with Bennett. And, of course, today, Bennett's finally on a 0. Doesn't seem to matter. We've got 20 riders in the break. They've got a 3-minute lead down from about 6.5 that they had earlier. We're also down to 65 kilometers now with my +1 race day condition. My attributes are just about identical to what they were on the last stage that we showed, which was actually 2 stages ago. So I've finally overcome those big negatives that I was getting stage after stage, even though we were entering at, a 0, basically a 0.8 with the fitness the way it was. We should have been coming up on something. First rider from the break has been caught. Breakaway's gap actually has opened up by a minute, but my team, along with Movie Star, are naturally now picking up the pace a bit, and we bring in another rider from the front. Peloton also starting to shrink, and quite quickly we're down to 56 riders already, and we're losing riders every few seconds, down to 45 now. Lawless, Bonifazio, Dibben all out the back. Kwiatkowski, Landa are done. Bernal still protecting me, but he's right on the verge. 47K to go. 42 riders left in the peloton. Breakaway is shattered, but at 450, it might be difficult to catch who's ever at the front. 30 riders now. Kwiatkowski and Landa have joined those out the rear. Bernal just got dropped. I'm down to just Bennett now as we go over the top. 21 riders in the peloton is all. And Bennett, I would rather have you on protection here. Said I'm going to go for the late lunge. If Bernal was still here, I would have one of them kind of work at the front. But with just one rider left, I'm going to have Bennett basically just ride protection. I'm going to set myself up to make sure I don't get outpaced here. And here we are, 14.5 kilometers. The final climb. Average is 7.1%. Max is 11.1%. So it's not that steep. This is actually pretty similar. It's easier than 2 stages ago. I mean, it's pretty similar gradient, and instead of 18 kilometers, it's 14. Cruise along for a little bit. We are bringing those guys back in a bit. Astana leading the way right now, and I'm just holding a steady position here. So not using any extra energy, and Bennett's the one out in the wind for me. Okay, we're 20 riders in the group, and 1 or 2 breakaway riders that we've reeled in, so we've lost a couple guys. Lopez is attacking. Cover off Lopez. It's just the 2 of us away here. Down to a 2-minute lead. Nice thing is I can force Lopez to do all the work. But the peloton is back. Can we back to where we can see things, please? Oof, Bennett had a ton of energy and is now toast. He's just getting back to the front. Here we go. Follow the attack. Little late. Hey! I said follow the attack. Seriously? What a waste of energy.
The pace seems much too high for many riders.
All right. It's a group of 3, 25 seconds. Nobody wants to work, so it's back together. And here goes Lopez again. Are you going to work this time and actually follow?
5 kilometers to the finish line.
Not following again. Why is it broken?
This climb is
Seriously?
by many riders.
All right, just the 3. Lopez away a little bit. But I'll make them do the work, or not.
And off he goes. He's giving it one last go.
Easy, easy, okay. Just sitting on. 4K to go. Group of 6 now. Who's joined us to Milan? Yates, Gegenhardt. 4 riders left a minute away. That's the last of the breakaway right in front of us. Down to 6. Lopez has bridged the gap in front of us. 2K to go. Gel time. And we've caught the front. And not all of us. Dumoulin's with us. Lopez and Palace. Lopez and Palace have gotten away a little bit. 800 meters. Palace is going to gain a few seconds, but we've got it covered off to Lopez.
Teamwork really paid off, and their sprinter brings home the victory.
20 seconds. 23 seconds. Lopez and I come in together. So 23-second gap. Davies, Pinot from the breakaway take 4th and 5th. Big time gaps to everybody else. We're already at a minute 20. Here comes Dumoulin finally. He was right there with us in the final kilometer. That's how much time could be lost running out of energy before the end. And we did run out of energy with, 200 meters? 100 meters? So we stretched it right to the end. But Paulus, again, with his form, takes another stage, but 20 seconds go in the wrong direction. I was hoping to gain 20, but I'm really glad I didn't choose to try to attack on this stage because he clearly was up to the task today. If only the AI would have followed my directions those 2 times that Lopez attacked and I tried to cover it off and we sat instead of following. The direction was there. I certainly gave it, and we were right on his wheel when we said follow attack, and then didn't follow attack. 3 times he did that. Once it worked, we followed him clearly, plainly. The other 2 times we didn't, and then I had to physically cover that off, and that hurt. Those are the only 2 guys I got to worry about. And wasted energy for the game to not follow the directions I gave it. Gave him a free bike length, and then I had to follow it the hard way as opposed to just keep his tempo. Chase him down. So the 20 seconds we gained a couple stages ago has been given back. And actually with time bonuses, it's 30 seconds instead of 20, so we actually net lose 10 seconds on Paulus. Lopez, we came in together, so the 40 seconds we gained on him is still essentially gained because he only picked up 2 seconds over me on time bonus. And actually, Paulus, right, the 20 second up, down, 10 second bonus, well, I got 4 second bonus, so actually, he only gained 6 seconds out of it, so that's okay. Next stage very much suits me, but it's going to be really hard in those final stages unless his fitness peak ends and he crashes down. It's going to be really hard to gain that time. So there we are, 2:10 behind Paulus, 15 ahead of Lopez, Toulon at 6:40. It's a 3-man race. It really is. It's a 3-man race now. We've got podium. Tomorrow should be a good stage with that time trial. We need it to be. If he's in that fitness peak, it could get him a bit closer to us. So hopefully we don't have a negative race day condition. If we have a positive race day condition, that would be a real boost to us, and we could potentially gain that full 2 minutes, maybe more. But I'm guessing he's going to have enough of a positive, if he's sitting on a +4, +5, that he'll be not that far behind us. And if we only gain minute and a half, we'll have some work to do in these final stages, especially if his fitness peak doesn't end and he just keeps getting all these positive race day conditions. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough to overcome him. We might be looking at second place. An almost 51-kilometer beast of a time trial here on stage 16. We open it up with what was supposed to be a +1 race day condition. So for the first time all race long, it said that I would have a +1. I actually drew a negative again, but it at least still balanced out to a 0, and the good kind of 0 since I do have an almost 100% fitness rating. Time trial, 81. At this distance, it's 100% time trial and resistance, which are both 81. So at an 81, I should be able to put in a really strong time. 81, though, is probably not going to be enough to win the stage, most likely, but the gaps are huge right now. Stefan Kuhn in the lead at 1 hour, 5 minutes, 57 seconds. At just over an hour and 6 minutes is Ryan Mullen in second place. Probably not going to be able to reach those guys, but I should be within about a minute, so I'm looking for about a 1:07. If I can hit a 1:07, I should have probably a good minute's lead over everyone else around me. We're going to hit that first checkpoint pretty soon, and I think my energy consumption right now is right on track for where it should be with a 75. And I should be, we'll see kind of time-wise how close these guys are. I'd say somewhere right around here. Oh, 29 seconds down in 20th place. Yikes. Am I that far down? Palace crosses 33 seconds, so I've only gained 4 seconds so far. And Lopez is 58 seconds behind. I think Lopez maybe doesn't have the fitness. What? He's a 69 time trial. Palace is a 73. Okay, well, that's how we're looking so far. Time's not as good as I was hoping for. And rolling a 75. There's no sign that I can do anything here to speed up. I mean, if anything, I might have to back off, because I'm at a slight deficit right now. And there's nowhere to gain that time between here and the finish. But wow, look at that. I'm already pulling back Lopez. I said, if anything, I've got to back off I've got to make sure that I still have the energy to get to the end. So we're going to go down to a 74 here. We're catching Lopez one way or another. So Lopez, we're going to be putting a pretty good distance between us and Lopez on this stage. But right now, Palace, right? We only had 4 seconds on Palace. That's rough. All right, 4th place, 15 seconds. So Lopez is a full 2 minutes down. So we've gained almost the 2 minute gap that we had. Palace is 42 seconds behind. So we have opened up a bit of a gap on Palace, but it's only 20 seconds or so. 2 minutes on Lopez, I think, puts us into a real race for the top 2 now. If we've opened up a 2 minute gap and then some over Lopez by the end of this thing. So second check, we're up to 4th place, 2 seconds off the time of Dumoulin, right where I think I should be for this race. But I'm still running low on the energy, even running a 74. I definitely don't have anything to spare for the finish. I'm going to have to back off ever so slightly more to try to get to the end on this. 3.5K to go. Down to a 72. We've got to try to make it to the end. Dumoulin just went into the lead by 47 seconds over Kuhn. I think he might have the stage wrapped up. 1K to go, and there goes my energy. There goes my energy to the end. We did run out a little bit before the finish. 0 seconds. 0. Same time as Dumoulin. So close. Palace comes in minute 28, so we gained a minute and a half on him. So that's good. That's what I was hoping for, actually. So second on the stage by same time. I'll take that. It's not a stage win, but I'll take that because I am more worried about the overall. Palace takes 8th on the stage at a minute 28. It was well over 2 minutes to Lopez. Wow, look at Lopez now. 4:19 behind. I'm still 42 seconds behind, though, and I'm done with time trials. I have to win it out on course. And Palace has just been hitting +5s every day. I mean, his gap in time trial rating to mine, I was on 0, flat 0. Guaranteed. He had at minimum +3 for him to be anywhere near my time like that. To be in 8th place with a 73 time trial rating on a 51-kilometer stage, he should have been, like Lopez, he should have been 2 to 3 minutes behind. 3 to 4 minutes behind, even. But he just keeps nailing these +3, +4, +5s every day. Guaranteed. I mean, I don't know exactly where he's fallen in, but you can just see it in the fact that he keeps fighting. I mean, I'm 16 and a half minutes ahead on the under 25s. No doubt about it on that one, but jeez, we just cannot catch a break with Palace. We've clawed away at the time a little bit, and we're certainly in contention in these final stages. We've got one more sprint stage after this, but that's the next stage, and then we have 3 mountain stages and 1 hill stage, but that hill stage is very much mountain stage. We've got 4 mountain stages to try to get the job done. But Palace just the form, and he's got the same ratings I do. So we are so similar as riders, neck and neck. But I keep coming in with -1, 0, +1, -1, 0, +1, and we had all those minuses, right? -2, -3, while he's guaranteed on a fitness peak, and he's hitting +3, +4, +5 every day. So we're the same rider, essentially. The advantage I had was time trial, but he's negating those advantages by huge margins with his form. Fitness peak, objective, whatever it is. I'm coming in with none of that to this race, thinking that this would be the easy one. And then this is the year that it's super hard, and that form matters. Palace might not even be at the Tour de France. That was the one that I was targeting, and sadly, it's possible. If he stays on this +3 or above every day over these final 4 stages, we might not only not beat him, but we might come out more than 42 seconds behind by the end of this race. I don't know. It's certainly possible. But one bad stage, one crack, and he could lose 2 minutes. So it's not over yet, but I am getting worried that we might be finishing in this position. I think we needed to be in the lead today if we were going to win this. Because I'm out of time trials. I'm out of advantages to gain. But that'll do it for this episode. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to hit that like button, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. And bye for now.